An eargasm of learning and a no-fuss show. Welcome to the Creative Talk Podcast, where you can learn straightforward topics about branding, digital entrepreneurship, online business, and many more with your charming host, John Santos, along with inspiring entrepreneurs, creators, and thought leaders worldwide.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Creative Talk Podcast with me, John Santos, and we have a very, very special guest for today's episode. I am a fan from Clubhouse to IG. I am a follower, supporter, and a fan. I told her this off cam, it's not because of she is this big personality, but I have a chance to listen in one of her Clubhouse sessions, and you can really feel the authenticity of this person. Plus, she's kind, not to mention very talented and beautiful. Our very special guest for today's episode is a personal brand photographer. That is very unique. That is very unique. Also, she is a personal brand strategist. Power combination. Very beautiful, very talented, very humble. Let's all welcome Miss Sharron Goodyear. Welcome to the show, Sharron.
Thank you so much. It's so lovely to be here, and I'm just so honored that you picked me to be on your podcast, which is incredible. So thanks. You just never know who's listening, do you?
It's a blessing. It's a blessing. I told you this off cam, and I will tell you again. Thank you so much for being with us here in the show, given your schedule, time zone differences. Thank you so much, Sharron.
Thank you. And can I just say to anybody that's listening, I do apologize. I do have 3 children here who are under fear of death should they come in this room. And I also have a dog. So he's only little, but if he does bark, I do apologize. I will, I'll make sure he's dealt with swiftly.
Well, that's the beauty of it. That's something that makes this podcast stand out. It's not because, we're the best, but it's just, 2 friends having a conversation. The authenticity is there. And I love that, So if something happens, in my case, if, there is a typhoon and you know that. So if the internet just stops, boom, that's raw.
that is not good, is it? So, yeah, I mean, how are things there now after your typhoon?
Typhoon is a normal thing in the Philippines because it's the rainy season. So experts expect 4 typhoons already in the first month. So it's not a big deal.
You're used to them there.
Yeah.
We get a bit of rain and we get very unhappy. It's raining again and now it's too hot.
All right, Sharron. We are excited, and I know our listeners and viewers are excited. Before we get into the core of this episode, I'm excited to know who or what influenced you to be in this position of greatness, being in this position of authority and success. Tell us your story, Sharron. The floor is yours.
Oh, that is a good question. Well, so I spent many years working up in London in sales and marketing, but I've always been creatively minded at heart. And so I got into photography back in 2003 when I was 5 years old. Just kidding. No, that's a joke. That was me pretending I'm much younger than I am. When I was just about to get married, actually, and I realized that this whole kind of office job thing was not for me. So I wanted a creative business, and I kind of fell into photography when I was looking for a photographer for my own wedding. And some of the photography was amazing, and some of it was really not that good. Hate to say it. And I thought, well, hang on a minute, if they're making money and they're not actually that good, well, shucks, I can do that, no problem. So the little arrogant woman that I was back then. So I started learning how to be a photographer, and I completely immersed myself in the whole world of photography. And the natural kind of progression was into portrait photography and weddings. And obviously, as we all do when we start out, we look back on our work and we're just like, really. But I was learning on the job, and I took courses, and I really worked hard to become good at it, and I started getting bookings. So my world was always very photography based, and it was wonderful because, I don't know if you find this yourself, but for me, certainly, to find something that you're really passionate about that you can also turn into your career is a blessing, because it doesn't happen to a lot of people, right?
Love that. I love that. I totally agree. Sharron, before I could, I have a question in my mind. One thing that I really like about you is you are really, if you may, I'll use the word artist in photography. And I myself, I took photography class, it's a part of our fine arts core subjects. So I really find that art so powerful. Now, I'll put that aside because it shows that I'm a fanboy. How did the transition started towards branding? Because there's a powerful two elements in play now. We have photography, obviously business is the umbrella, but branding on the other side and photography on the other side. What happened? Can you share the story, please?
Sure, no problem at all. Well, it wasn't that long ago. It was only in the last 3 years or so. So I've been doing wedding photography for years and portrait photography for years, boudoir photography as well. And I won Fashion and Boudoir Photographer of the Year through my work. So that was going quite well. And I'd also set up like a fashion and lifestyle blog because I'm a passionate writer as well. But what actually happened was that I got a little bit disillusioned with it all. I started to feel like, I'm, another wedding, and I just didn't really want to do it anymore. I got a bit jaded, I guess. And that's the last thing that we ever want to feel when we are running our own businesses. So, and I was doing the blogging, which was great. And I was working with brands and stuff. And I was doing the photography, but I was like, okay, how can I combine my writing skills and go beyond photography? And so I had a good chat with a very good friend who's also my, one of my coaches and mentors. And she said to me, it was the most valuable advice. She said, right, what you need to do is you just need to write down all of the things that you're really, really good at, and then look at them and then decide how you could apply that into some form of business. So I thought about, well, what am I interested in? What kind of person do I like working with? And I thought, well, I love working with men and women, but I was, I spent a lot of time working with women, so female entrepreneurs and stuff. But again, I was more kind of hungry to go beyond just the personal branding photography. And so when I wrote everything down, I realized that I had this kind of formula for a business, which was to go into not just personal branding photography, but personal branding as a whole. So I made it my mission that I was going to immerse myself in it and really get to understand what it was about, and also the images that I was taking of people, how they were going to use them in their business. So that's how it kind of evolved, that I would have these strategic meetings with them, because I didn't just want to be a rock-up photographer. That's just not who I am.
I love that. I love it. So much energy. Sharron, were you not scared? Because that's a whole new different level, and you're testing the waters. At the same time, you're running a business. What's the feeling, if you can still remember, in the early stage? Are you scared, or are you full of passion to push forward? What were you feeling at that time?
Excited, I think, is the word I would use, because I am very when I make a decision that I'm going to do something, I'm just like, right, let's do this. And I don't allow myself anymore to get in my own way, because I believe that, we can do anything we put our mind to if we have the right mindset. So for me, it was like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to attract clients into my business? What am I going to do in terms of my own personal brand? Because obviously, if I'm going to be a personal branding superstar, I need to have that stuff nailed. So yeah, so I got a template. I built my own website, and it just, I just put myself out there, and I was like, this is what I do now. So, and people bought it for some reason. So yeah,
No,
so
you know why?
the key.
Because they see what I see. It's not because we're friends or something else, because we see the authenticity in you, the power to really help out and transform a business, maybe a personal brand or corporate brand. For me, I see authenticity, and the trust is easily crafted because of that. So I'm sure they are feeling the same way. Plus the expertise, Wow, very good. I'm excited to learn more about your story. But Sharron, you mentioned there, power keywords, photography, branding, personal branding. And I know our listeners, our viewers, I myself is excited to learn about your take on tips for developing your personal brand. So the floor is yours, my dear. Please
Okay.
do share your knowledge bombs.
Oh my God, the pressure. And I just realized I haven't fully painted my nails now, so I'm going to keep them on my lap while I speak. So how awkward. Right, okay, so I have made some notes, but the one thing that I would say to anybody listening is to grab a pen and paper, because I'm going to give you the foundations of how to create a personal brand, or the key things that you should be looking at. I see you have, I love that you have a Batman notepad. How cool is that?
This is the extension of the Bat Cave, as you can see.
I can actually see now, because I'm just going to put my glass on for a minute. You're a superhero fan. Love it.
Only for Batman.
Yes.
So
Well,
guys, I have my pencil and a notepad. So please do prepare a notepad and a pen with you, because this would be very, very powerful and helpful. I know you can download this because you guys are techie, but old school it comes in handy. So prepare for the learning that we will get from Sharron.
Okay, guys. Right. So what I would love you all to do is to write down vertically down the page the word person. Person. Okay, because that is an acronym that's going to help you get really focused on your personal brand. And under each letter there is, or next to each letter, there's going to be a word. So we'll start with the letter P. So P stands for personality. So when you are defining your brand, your personal brand, you need to think about what your brand personality is going to be. So it's not just the what you do, it's the why you do what you do that's really, really important. So it's about how you communicate that through, the look and feel of your website, through your messaging. All of these things are really, really important, because if you don't get your brand personality right, then you're not necessarily going to attract the right clients. So really importantly, you need to look at your brand values under the heading of personality. So we always start with the brand values first. So when it comes to brand values, you should have no less than 3 and ideally no more than 5, because if you have more than 5, it can get a bit can suggest that you have, a weaker brand. So think about what your 5 values are. I mean, funnily enough, authenticity is one of my brand values, as is communication, all these kind of things. So think about what they are. Think about the look and the feel and how you're going to communicate your brand personality through everything that you do. So that would be the first one. That's P. And E is for experience. So you need to think about what experience you are providing for your potential audience, for your potential client or your customer. And when we think about the experience that we provide, people buy, they buy from a level of emotion. So what you want to be thinking about is looking at the human aspects of your personal brand. How do you humanize your brand so that people can connect with it on an emotional level? What are they going through that you can help solve for them? So that's really important. That's the experience. R is for relevance as well. So defining your audience's personality is really important. So that comes down to looking at your audience's client avatar. Okay, so in order for you to be able to attract the right clients to your business that are going to align with you and your values, you need to think about them not just in terms of the demographics, and that's important, but also in terms of the psychographics as well. So what are their pain points? What are their struggles? What solutions are you providing for them? And once you understand thoroughly what it is that they're struggling with, then you can really hone in on how you can help them. So that's really important. And S stands for separation. So how are you going to separate yourself from the competition? Because, no matter what industry you're in, it's going to be a competitive landscape unless you are doing something super niche that nobody's ever heard of, but that's quite unusual. So generally speaking, no matter what you do, there will be competition. So you need to think about what's either your unique selling points as a personal brand, but also what's your UHP, which is your unique human point as well. So what makes you stand out? Because say, for example, you're a coach, there's going to be lots of coaches out there, life coaches, whatever it is that you do, but why are people going to buy from you specifically? So it's about really getting clear on what you can do that's going to help you stand out, and that will be just through being authentic, being who you are, and remembering that people buy from people they know, like, and trust. So being your unique self is really important. O stands for, can you guess?
Let me guess. I don't know.
Offer.
Oh, offer. All right. Wow. Okay.
Offer. So what is the offer that you are providing for people? So obviously, when we're in business, we have either a product or service that we're providing. But guess what? A lot of people focus on the products and service and not on the solution that they are actually providing. People are interested in your products or service. Actually, they're interested in the solution that you can provide for them. So there's an analogy I use that when you go to buy a drill, you're not buying the drill because you want a drill. You're buying the drill because you want a hole in the wall.
Love that. Love that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't want a drill. You want a hole. So so that you can put up your picture or whatever it is that you want to do. So it's thinking about what the solution is and being really focused on that. And that all comes down to your messaging in terms of how you can improve a person's life. And then N is for narrative as well. So narrative is everything to do with messaging. So thinking about, how you're communicating your personal brand. And I've just been on a live talking about the art of communication and how important it is. So remembering to communicate your brand values, which should be at the core of your business from which everything else expands out. Communicating through your social media, through how you show up, whether you're on Clubhouse or in any kind of networking situation, it should land exactly the same no matter where you are. So there should be no surprises, because people are very good at seeing through people. And if there's not that authenticity and that consistency, then people are going to smell a rat and they're not going to want to work with you. So those, my friend, are the PERSON of personal branding.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Powerhouse, powerhouse. I love that. My favorite is separation. It's very powerful. I love that. I love that. And you really crafted something that would help people, entrepreneurs, in their journey. I mean, that is a cohesive set of guidelines for them to really, time to time check. And coming from an expert like you, based on experience, it's such a powerful tip that you can share for us. Thank you so much, Sharron. And I agree, and I am blessed to learn those things from you. Thank you so much, Sharron. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And I hope it's helpful to people, because sometimes I think when it comes to your personal brand, people can get very overwhelmed and they don't know where to start. But at least if you remember that acronym and just break it down into those core areas, then you're on to a good start. So
love it. Love it. There you go, guys. Powerful tips from Sharron in developing your personal brand. Now, we are not done yet. We had an overview of her story, and then we really focused on powerful tips. In this part of the show, we will play a game. Sharron, my dear, we call this the Creative Fast Talk. We will ask you questions, and you are not allowed to spend much time thinking of what the right answer is. First word that comes into your mind, boom, shoot.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Plus, you need to be 100% honest.
Okay, I will be, I promise.
All right. This is easy. This is easy. Question number 1 for the Creative Fast Talk. Sharron, sun or snow?
Ooh, sun.
All right. Second question. Structure or chaotic?
Structure.
Third question. Love or money?
Love.
Oh, yes. I love how you answered that. Love. While touching the hair.
Love.
Next question. I love Sharron. I guess she is just an woo. Next question. Sharron, if you were an animal, what animal would you be and why?
I'd be a lioness, actually. And the reason being is because the one thing I would say is that somebody told me, in fact, Nigel Wisner told me that I was a cross between a dolphin and a lioness. Because he said
that is a weird breed, my love.
Yeah, I was like, which end's the dolphin? Is what but he said because I'm intelligent, but I also will, I will protect people, and that is exactly who I am. So I have realized, particularly even in the last few weeks, through certain things that I've been through, seeing people on Clubhouse, feeling like I want to stick up for them when things are being difficult, and also with my kids and stuff. I am I'm a very calm, loving, chilled out person, but there's a lioness inside of me that will protect the people I love. So yeah, and I also I stand up for myself if I need to as well.
Love that. Strong. There you go, guys. We discovered Sharron animal is a dolphin crossbreed lioness. So
it is. Yeah.
Imagine designers out there. Imagine that. Depict that in your minds. All right. Next question, Sharron, my love. Popcorn and movies or dinner and dancing?
Oh, dinner and dancing.
Love that. Love that. Love that. Next.
Love me popcorn too, but hey, if I had to pick, I'd get
dinner and dancing. Yeah, good. Next. Passenger or driver?
Oh girlfriends who are listening, it's the driver. Actually, I actually really like being in the passenger seat, but in life, I'm the driver.
Oh yeah.
I just did a post on Instagram about that. You can check it out.
I will. All right. Okay, next. The mountains or the beaches?
Ew, mountains.
Ooh, okay. I was expecting you will answer beaches because you answered the sun over snow a while ago.
Well,
So
I know I did say that, so I've kind of contradicted myself, haven't I? But do you know what? I do love a beach, but also I don't like where the sand ends up. So
yeah,
I
yeah.
prefer,
Okay.
and I am absolutely in love with Iceland. So there's
Hmm.
lots of mountains there. So I've got to say mountains. So
All right. Sharron, next question. What are you afraid of?
yes. What am I afraid of? Sorry, it's
Yes.
just getting dark there. What am I afraid of? I am afraid. Well, apart from the obvious fears about losing people I love, my biggest fear is not fulfilling my own potential.
Ooh, very
That would
deep,
be my
very deep. Okay, okay. Next.
dying potential, and yeah.
Next question. Movies or books?
Movies.
All
Oh, I don't know.
right.
You
All
see,
right.
I'm not a big book reader. I listen to books, so I'm going to say movies. Love a good movie.
Since you answered that, there's a follow-up question for that, okay? You
Okay.
answered movies. What are your top 3 movies of all time?
Oh my gosh. Right, okay. Well, I'm gonna have to put Top Gun on there because because Top Gun was one of my all-time favorite movies.
You
The
know that
color.
they're creating a Top Gun too.
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. I literally can't wait. It's meant to come out this year, but
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm gonna have to put Top Gun on there because that was such an iconic movie for me, very of its time. But so there's Top Gun. I'm going to say The Color Purple. I don't know if you've seen that. As Oprah Winfrey was in it. It was all about years ago when it was sort of sleep. This kind of about her journey. So that was an amazing film that had impact on me way back.
Okay.
Modern day movies. Oh gosh, there's so many that I've seen.
Last one.
Last one. What have I watched? I don't know. I love the Marvel films.
Oh yeah, why not? Which one?
I love a good. Oh my god! Well, anything with Thor in it because he's so hot. So, apart from the one where he gets really fat, that wasn't so.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
So I love a good fun adventure movie that I can watch with the kids. So yeah.
All right. Okay. Nice collection. Next question. Sharron, what is your dream superpower and why? Since you mentioned Marvel movies, so let's jump into it. What is your dream superpower and why?
Superpower would be to fly.
What?
I actually had a dream about flying, and it was so amazing. And it was just it. I don't know if you've ever dreamt about flying, but it was amazing. And I woke up and I was like, I want to learn how to fly. So never say never.
All right, flying it is. Next question. What is something that is always in your bag when you were a little girl?
When I was a little girl, something that was always in my bag. Oh my goodness. What did I have in my bag when I was a little girl? It would probably have been food of some description. Probably sweeties. I used to love strawberry and lemon bonbons were my favorite. So I used to get in the corner shop in a little paper bag. So I'm going to go for that.
Love that too. All right, since you mentioned food, I'll jump to that question there. What is the weirdest food you tried so far?
The weirdest food I've ever tried. Well, I don't know if I can say this because I'm actually a plant-based vegan now.
Okay.
But I did try. I went to South Africa. I went to Cape Town and we went on this little safari and I ate. Is it springbok or something? Some little deer thing. I I think I also had, is it alligator? Oh my gosh, I don't know if I can say these words. Yeah, I think I had some, let's just call it exotic meat.
Exotic meat. There you go, guys. Exotic meat. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds wrong in all the right ways.
All right. All right. Exotic meat. It is. Last question, my dear. Your answer in this question could be, something serious depending on how you will take the question. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If you have the power to bring back someone back from the dead, who would it be and why?
Oh, it would be my nana. I know I should like Gandhi or something. But it would be my beautiful nana. My nana died. She's my grandmother. She died a couple of years ago, and it's funny because often when I think about her, I find a white feather, and it's so lovely. But she was the most wonderful, wonderful nana you could ever, and grandparent you could ever wish for, and just for one more kiss and cuddle, I would love that.
And I'm sure your nana is very proud of you and she loves you so much, Sharron.
Thank you very much. And I
All
love
right.
you, Nan.
All right, there you go, guys. Creative Fast Talk with our special guest, Sharron Goodyear. We learned about her story, powerful tips about developing your personal brand and being silly. And we discovered that if she were an animal, it's a hybrid of dolphin and lioness who eats exotic meat.
Who used to eat exotic meat?
Yes. Sharron, I know you have social media accounts, online events, courses, any releases or, online projects. Please feel free to promote it. The floor is yours, my dear.
Thank you so much. There's a couple of things that I'd love to promote. Is one, just to let people know that one of the things I've done to pivot my business is do virtual shoots. So if anybody is, no matter where you are in the world, I can actually photograph you just using an app. So if you would be interested in having a virtual shoot with me, then please do contact me through my Instagram, which is at Sharron with 2 R's, because I'm a posh Sharron. Sharron Goodyear, GOODYEAR.com. Well, no, it's not .com, is it? It's just at Sharron Goodyear. But my website is SharronGoodyear.com. So there's that, and I will be doing a course soon as well, which is how to be more confident in front of the camera. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Thank you.
There you go, guys. Please do connect with Sharron. I'm sure she can help you in your journey towards success. Again, Sharron, thank you so much. It's been an awesome, awesome experience having you in the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so honored to be here. I really appreciate it. It was so much fun.
Thank you, Sharron. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, always remember, have a positive outlook in life. Smile. God bless. Bye.
Thank you for being with us here on the Creative Talk Podcast. I'm your host, John Santos. Don't forget to listen and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. See you again, always.